Hello, my name is Tommy Tran, and this is my presentation on how World War I started. World War I started on July 28th, 1914, and it ended on November 11th, 1918. It was also well known as the Great War. It involved the Allied powers, the Central powers, and the neutral countries. The Allied powers consisted of France, Britain, Russia, Serbia, Italy, Japan, and the United States. The Central Powers consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, and the neutral countries were Switzerland, Spain, the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Albania. Okay. Let's start off with what really sparked the war, which was the assassination of Archduke Francis Ferdinand. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. There are many reasons, but the assassination was what sparked it, and what declared war on Serbia. Austria-Hungary gave an ultimatum for Serbia, which Serbia declined. So Austria-Hungary declared the war, and they were also confident that their allies, Germany, were able to assist them during the war. So they felt confident in doing this. So the war is supposed to be just Serbia versus Austria-Hungary. But with the alliance system, the war became a lot bigger, which I will talk a little more about later in the slideshow. Right now, I'm talking about the alliance system. Without the alliance system, the war would have been really small, so would have only been Austria-Hungary versus Serbia. In other words, the alliance system made the war a really significant event in history that is well known and talked a lot about. And so what is the alliance system? The alliance system was formed in order for countries to help and assist each other, especially in special occasions like wars. Serbia had Russia as an ally. This causing Germany to declare war on Russia, since Germany's ally, Austria-Hungary, was on a war against Serbia. Then this happens again, but with France, which was Russia's ally, and they declared war on Germany. Part 2 of the alliance system, Germany declared war on Belgium in order to invade France. They needed to go to Belgium to do so. So they're trying to be sneaky, I guess. Great Britain got involved since they were allies with France and Belgium, and then the Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers later in the war. Here's the image showing the Triple Entente. I'm sorry I said that wrong. The Triple Alliance and the Balkans. Next, we're going to talk about some other causes of what sparked the war, which the first one I'm going to talk about is nationalism, which was the devotion to one's nation and the differences between nations. There are some Europeans that believe that their nation should be only one ethnic group and not many different ethnic groups. Nationalism caused tension between multinational empires, which included Austria-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire. The different land competed for raw materials, bases for the militaries, and this contributed to the formation of the alliances, which was an important factor in the Great War. Sorry. The next factor I'm going to talk about is the militarism. It is the glorification of the military, which was said on page 247. Wait, 245. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. Germany had the largest army with the largest amounts of guns and technologically advanced weapons. Britain tried to keep up, and so their navy had increased in size tremendously. And Germany had a competition of their armies on land with France and Russia. Militarism gave an illustration of which country is going to be stronger during the war and what smaller countries could be taken down easily. This was another contribution to the formation of alliances, since there was many army differences in both numbers and technologies. Next, I'm going to talk about imperialism. Imperialism is when the country expands and it gains political, military, and economic control. And they do this by having more control over smaller and weaker territories. Germany was most feared during this time. They took the majority of the countries in Europe to expand their power. Because of imperialism, there was a lot of tension between nations, since many fought over land that they wanted. To assist in doing so, alliances were formed to assist in gaining control over power and land. For example, Britain and France wanted to expand their empires, which created tension between European countries. Now we're gonna talk about the United States. Initially, they weren't supposed to be in the war. Like they weren't supposed to be. They're not really involved in the war, but they felt like they had to. Like some of the Americans felt like they had to participate, but they just wanted to be neutral and have neutrality. But yeah, so 1/3 of the Americans were not born from America, so they started with their homelands, like the German Americans, Irish Americans, Polish Americans, and a lot more. The Jewish Americans hoped Russia would be defeated since they escaped Russia from, sorry if I say this, on terrorist regiments, murderous programs against Jews, which is found on page 249. The majority of Americans sided with Britain and France. The reasons for this was national language was English, British was a lot of their cultural heritages, British was their main trading partner, France assisted the American during the Revolutionary War, and there's like a lot more. Basically, they had historical ties with them, so they felt like they had to participate, and so like they're gaining back what they're giving, so that's good. Next, we can talk about the Zimmerman Note. Majorly involved and impacted Germany, United States, Mexico, and Britain. Even though President Wilson just wanted peace for the country, German Foreign Minister Arthur Zimmerman took matters in his own hands when there were shortages of necessary supplies in January 1917. He sent a telegram to Mexico that is called the Zimmerman Note, which says if the United States would ever declare war on Germany, Mexico would have to declare war on the United States. What did the Mexico get out of this though? Mexico would receive the states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, which they were trying to fight for during the Spanish-American War, which obviously they failed. However, Britain found out about this and they intercepted while the note was being delivered, and they let the Americans find out about this, and this resulted to Wilson being forced to declare war against Germany for the sake of the country, which was on April 2nd, 1917. And that is all. Here's my quick Works Cited. I think that's all. Thank you for tuning in, I guess. Bye.